What up, y'all? My name is Dylan. This is Left Virginia. Let's get into it. From Fox News, children's YouTube star Miss Rachel has waded into a political controversy after pushing back against President Donald Trump for sharing a viral video showing several children wearing hijabs at a Minnesota kindergarten graduation. Miss Rachel, whose real name is Rachel Griffin Acruso, took to Instagram to express support for the kindergartners wearing hijabs. I saw some of you wore a hijab to your graduation, she wrote on Tuesday. I'm glad you wore something meaningful and special to you and your family. I think hijabs are beautiful. Different kids wear different things that are part of their cultures and religions, such as hijabs, kippas, or necklaces with a cross. Some kids don't wear anything that is from their religion or are not religious. The post also appeared to take an indirect jab at the president, without mentioning him by name, writing, "No one's hurtful words can take away our worth and our value. Just because someone says something does not mean it's true." Miss Rachel for President 2028. The fact that her kindness alone triggers the conservative media shows the evil demeanor of the right. Next up, Graham Platner has officially stepped down from the race in Maine. This is really unfortunate. I supported him, even though he had the Nazi tattoo. I thought since he got it covered up, that he had, some growth, some learning from his mistakes. Unfortunately, he had a rape in his closet, and a skeleton in his closet per se. And instead of doing the right thing and not running, knowing what he had done, and knowing it would come out, he ran, but thankfully he is stepping down. This is what he had to say.
We believe that for the movement to continue, it can't be made. And for that reason, we are suspending campaign operations.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. He just goes on to victim blame and blame the establishment. Moving on. West Virginia delegate Kayla Young was in D.C. and spoke with NBC News.
One of the things that we are tracking is the divide in both parties. State Delegate Young, we're seeing this in the Democratic Party. We spent a lot of time talking about this related to the Graham Platner crisis in Maine, for example. But it does highlight this divide between progressives and moderates within the Democratic Party. How do you see this divide playing out? Is there room for both? And do you think that we're seeing really the emergence of democratic socialism and Democrats are further to the left?
Yeah, I think we'll see come fall, right? We don't know exactly. Primaries are one thing, but generals are a completely different thing. I think voters and the American people want and deserve pragmatism and people that can actually get things done rather than being able to say that they're the winner of an election or the winner of a policy. It doesn't need to be red versus blue all the time.
I don't love Kayla's response, but I don't hate it. I can see her strategy of building a coalition with moderates and conservatives. But we need more Democratic leaders to publicly pursue a coalition with parties like the Democratic Socialists of America. You'll see what I mean.
Just need to get stuff done.
And State Representative Sines, how do you see the divide in your party, in the Republican Party, where you do have, again, moderates, you have the populists, you have the more conservative members of your party?
Absolutely. In Georgia, we went through a very competitive primary for our governor, and I was excited how the results came out, and we had a person who's practical, who knows the lens of poverty and success and small business. But what we see is, a very deep divide in a lot of different issues and feelings. It's when those feelings become a reducing point to getting things done that it's a negative. Our democracy is messy, and an ever more perfect union is what we're working towards. We haven't achieved it, and I appreciate that messiness.
Yeah, well,
the primary winner that he is excited about is Rick Jackson, a MAGA Republican billionaire. He owns a company that scammed Medicare for overcharging on unnecessary medical devices.
Speaking of the gubernatorial race, billionaire Rick Jackson won the Republican primary. He poured in more than $100 million of his own money You endorsed him, you're referencing him. How do you see that playing out? And do you think that the fact that he's a billionaire, his billionaire status helps, hurts? How do voters see that in Georgia?
I think going from a foster child to a billionaire in Georgia shows an American dream, a completely self-made man who knows both levels of poverty. I was excited to be the first member, a committee chairman, to endorse him in the State House, and it was because I saw him as a future of our conservative platform that is pro-family, pro-compassion, but also pro-free market small business enterprise.
We only have about...
No. Kayla, we do not build coalitions with billionaire bootlickers. But I do love the response that she's about to give.
10 seconds left, but how do you see that divide? Zohran Mamdani told me he doesn't think billionaires should exist.
Yeah, I'm not sure billionaires should exist when we have kids that go to bed hungry.
All right.
Louder. Louder, Kayla. I love it. Just be fucking louder. All right. This Sunday, July 12th, we all woke up to some great news. Warhawk piece of shit Lindsey Graham has died, and the internet is popping the fuck off. You all knew the assignment, and you did your job. Give yourselves a big pat on the back. Alright, and lastly, I have some event plugs here. Huntington Community Action Group is hosting an event. Get the flock out of Huntington. Say no to mass surveillance. This is going to be held tomorrow, Monday, July 13th. 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. They're going to have a rally. 7 p.m. to 7:25 p.m. You can sign up to speak. And then 7:30 p.m. There will be a city council meeting at the Huntington City Hall, 800 5th Avenue. And then we have Britt with Appalachian Changemakers. She wanted me to share 2 events coming up. A protest, July 15th, outside the Public Service Commission against rate hikes on Brooks Street in Charleston at 8:30 a.m. And then July 16th, outside of Brenton VFD Volunteer Fire Department in Wyoming County. Show up at 6:30 p.m., public meeting at 7:30 p.m. Bring signs. That's all for today. Take care.